One of the people that built a business is a young man who is now, I hope, kind of growing in notoriety, and it is Chris McMurray, owner of the bakery Crumb and Get It in Radford, Virginia. He's also known now, little spin-off of Joe the Plumber, as Chris the Baker. And Chris the Baker, I'm happy to say we were talking about Chris the Baker last week and played some audio from the One News report on this down there, local station. But we talked about Chris, and Chris is on the phone with us now. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Good to be with you.
Hey, welcome. Good to hear your voice. You're a lot of fun. I think you're great. I think you've had a really great moment in American political history.
I need to clarify for you, Chris, is actually, I don't know that much about baking. My wife, Kelly, is the baker.
So she really did build the business, and it really wasn't you in this case.
Well, together we did.
So tell us what happened. And I know you've probably told the story a couple times at this point, but you're minding your own business in your bakery, Crumb and Get It, and in Radford, right? And some people, some Washington-looking people, walked into your shop, and then what happened?
Well, a young lady walked in about opening time. We opened around 10 a.m. and asked if she could talk to me privately, and I said sure. And she said, Joe Biden's coming through town today. Of course, I knew he was on his way to Virginia Tech for an event there, and I did not know he was stopping in Radford. And she said, we've chosen your place as the place for the team to come in and do all the press and all the photo op and meet and greet and all that kind of stuff. And essentially, would you be open to that? And I thought for what seemed like a few minutes, but really it was just probably less than a minute. And I said, no disrespect to the president or the vice president or the campaign, but I respectfully decline you guys coming in here for that photo op. And she was sort of perplexed. She said, well, there would be a lot of press, there would be a lot of publicity for your business. I said, I'm aware of that, but I just have to decline because of political difference. And she was very cordial, very nice. She said, no problem, we'll just have to regroup. And then she left the store and went up the street where they ended up.
And they did go to another business in your town, just up the street a little bit. And as I understand it, tongue firmly in cheek, this has been a real hit to your business, huh?
Exactly. Chris, I thought about the ramifications. I thought about our constituents, people who have been faithful to us since we opened the first week of May. And really it was just a choice based on two things. First and foremost, a difference in the current administration and my personal beliefs and my faith. I am a Christian, and I believe that they stand for things that I disagree with. Secondly, running in my mind was the statement he made in Roanoke about, you got a business, you didn't build that. And I'm thinking, here my wife is, she's been up all night long. I let her run home to take a shower, and, we're working in 16, 18-hour days and more, trying to build a business and do something in the greatest country in the world, and it just didn't sit well. It just didn't sit well.
Now, it was obviously a matter of principle with you. And you didn't expect that there would be any ramifications at all, I would imagine. You probably thought, well, gee, I'm, kind of giving up an opportunity here. I'm letting an opportunity pass by. I mean, there would have been a photo op. You get your picture of you on the wall with the vice president smiling like a gibbon and looking like Joe Biden. And most business owners would leap at the opportunity. Pardon me, but you decided not to, based entirely on principle.
Right.
And what's happened since then to your business?
Business has exploded. We've been inundated. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we ran out of our goods. We ran out of our ingredients and products, and I really hated to disappoint folks as they come in the store to support us. In fact, Friday morning, we opened at 10. We were out the first time by 11 a.m. And so we had to get special ingredient delivery and all that kind of stuff, and we regrouped for the evening. But and then Saturday we lasted until about 3, and of course we're closed on Sunday. We've been inundated from people out of state calling in. I want to deliver cookies to the local VA hospital. I want to deliver cookies to the nursing home. I want to support your business. the support has been overwhelming. Not just the foot traffic, but the phone calls, the emails. I've got a stack of letters sitting here in front of me, 2 inches high, of people thanking me for standing up on principle and faith, and it's just been incredible.
What are people saying? Why do you think there's been this incredible outpouring, not just locally, and I know people are driving all over Virginia to go to your store, and I wasn't aware of the people around the country, but you're getting this massive outpouring of support from around. You're like a one-man Chick-fil-A. What are people saying? Why is this happening?
Well, first, I'm humbled by the comparison to Chick-fil-A. You know, I'm just a local small business, but people are wanting to shake my hand and say thank you for being our voice. There are so many of us that feel the same way that you feel, and we've seen the hit in our businesses, and we've seen the hit in our homes and in our lives, and we just cannot take any more of this administration walking all over us. And look, perhaps some people would say it would be disrespectful to turn the vice president down or you know, whatever, not have him in your store. And I didn't mean any disrespect to the office. You know, he came as a candidate. And I think that the statement that Obama made resonates with people in a negative sense. It rubs people the wrong way. And small businesses all over the country have sent me letters thanking me for being our voice, for standing up for the same thing. Listen, I've had people come in the store, tons of people that have said, thank you for saying what all of us are thinking. You know, so by and large, people are agreeing that this, you know, this statement, it just rubs people the wrong way.
Wow. And it's basically that it boils down to, and what you're hearing a lot about is the "you didn't build that" comment, because you singled that out. You took umbrage with that. And I should say you're a two-person Chick-fil-A with your wife, not a one-man Chick-fil-A, just to be fair here. But how did the news media get on to the fact that you declined this opportunity?
Well, actually, another small business owner down the street notified one of the local news anchors via text. I did not contact. In fact, I had no anticipation of the conversation going beyond, you know, me and the lady there in the store. I didn't even think about that it would be a national headline or a headline locally, or that didn't even cross my mind, that part. But a local fellow small business owner, a lady, texted the local news, and of course he thought it was a great story and came right up and did the story.
That was Orlando Salinas?
That's correct.
Okay, and Orlando Salinas, and I played some of the audio from Orlando Salinas' report last week when we were talking about you. Your ears must have been burning like all week last week on this thing. But so Orlando Salinas with WDBJ, it's Channel 7, I think it's the ABC affiliate down there, right? And and they came and they did a story on it. And now I'm sure that Diane Sawyer and George Stephanopoulos on the ABC Morning Show and the CBS Morning Show and NBC News have all been pounding down your door to get interviews with you and to invite you on their morning shows, right?
Well, I've been contacted by some. The radio shows today are really the first interviews other than the WDBJ or the local affiliate interviews.
Well, no call from NBC News? No call from Brian Williams?
No call from NBC.
No call from George Stephanopoulos' show?
No, and I have a funny story.
No.
The local NBC, the local NBC affiliate has not set foot in the store, not at all. We've had both the ABC affiliate and the CBS affiliate, but not the NBC affiliate.
And you haven't gotten any calls from New York and offers to fly you and your wife up there and to sit on the couch with famous network news anchors and tell your story to the American people?
Not from those. I have had some offers from Fox.
Yeah, well, from Fox. You have had some offers from Fox. They'll bring you up to D.C. and interview or send a truck down to you down there. Okay, but no ABC, CBS, NBC network, the national news. How about the Washington Post? Has the Washington Post contacted you?
Not directly, no.
No, the Washington Post hasn't contacted you, but it's right in their backyard. I find that almost impossible to imagine. So, all right, so you are famous in talk radio, and Fox News is talking to you. And two of the local stations, not the NBC local station, have shown up to do stories on you. But somehow this story has slipped through the torpedo net laid down by the national networks and their news organizations, and they just don't see this as being a big story, I guess. I wonder what that's about.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I'm really confused by that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what to make of that. All right, so where does it go from here, Chris? Chris McMurray, who is the owner, along with Mrs. McMurray, of Crumb and Get It in Radford, Virginia, now known as Chris the Baker, a little spinoff of Joe the Plumber. And Chris the Baker, Chris McMurray, has become something of a folk hero. And interestingly, once again, in the absence of national media coverage, this is a little sort of a tiny revolution, but an outpouring of support from around the country, because Chris McMurray said very politely, no thank you to the vice president's staff when they wanted to use his business as a backdrop for a photo op, a little stop by to look folksy, and, you know, Joe can smile and you get your official picture taken and all that stuff. But Chris said no. So where does it go from here, Chris?
Well, I'm not really sure. We are trying to get the store back in line. We're having a hard time keeping up, but it's been an awesome trip, an awesome journey. We appreciate all the support from all across the country, and we've had folks drive in from Tennessee, Florida, New Jersey, Saturday, Connecticut. We're doing our very best, and we appreciate all of the love and support, and we'll see where it goes. I'm excited about the future.
I'm excited about the future. Well, come Election Day, I guess we'll find out what our future actually holds.
That's right.
All right. Well, you're a great guy. You're a great American. This is a really fun moment in American political history. I'm not at all surprised, of course, that NBC, ABC, and CBS can't find this with a miner's helmet and a divining rod, because it doesn't serve their pre-existing narrative. The Washington Post, a formerly great newspaper here in Washington, D.C., is a disgrace and an embarrassment. Oh, and finally, the Secret Service came in, and after you declined the opportunity to have Joe Biden come in, tell us about the Secret Service coming back in afterward.
Sure. The local news reporter said that they initiated a thank you, and that's not really what he said. The lead security detail, and these are guys that are off duty, they're done with their work, and they were going to grab some lunch, and they swung in and they got some cookies and cupcakes, and they asked me if I was the owner, and of course I told them I was, and they said, very simply, that was awesome. Not giving any political inclination, but just simply, that was awesome. They talked to me about getting the change in the assignment and the detail, when Joe was, or Mr. Biden was about 10 minutes out. And so they just thought it was an interesting story. But yes, they did come in and buy some products. All
right, Secret Service, and that's the quote, that was awesome. It doesn't happen very often, I mean, most people just say, yeah, sure, I'll take the photo op. And right. You are obviously a very principled person, and you thought about it and kind of put on the spot, and you made a split-second decision. Any regret in the decision that you made?
Not at all. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, I actually preached in my church about God gives us opportunities and moments to make the decision based on our faith, based on our conviction and principle, and that's exactly what happened on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. And on Thursday, I understand you ran out completely of everything at 1:15 p.m. I read that somewhere. On Friday, you ran out of everything. On Saturday, you ran out of everything.
Everything.
All right.
Everything.
And how, can people find your bakery online, Crumb and Get It?
They can, crumbandgetit.com, and right now we don't do any shipping. Of course, that's the question of the week. We will work on that in the next few weeks. Watch our website, watch our Facebook for some shipping options. We've been inundated with that request, and we just appreciate the support that we've gotten.
Well, all right, and a Facebook page, too. So online and a Facebook page. Chris McMurray, owner of Crumb and Get It in Radford, Virginia, a minor star in broad media circles, although Brian Williams probably hasn't heard the story yet. Chris, thank you for being with us this morning. I hope you keep selling out.
Okay, Chris, and I appreciate you standing up on Fox the other day.
Oh yeah, you bet. Did you catch that? It was kind of fun. Yeah. Alan Colmes just making these ridiculous arguments. He went back into the, we built the roads argument. Right. I almost felt sorry for him. This is all they have at this point. Is this going back to the Elizabeth Warren argument? Chris McMurray, thank you, buddy. I'm going to make my way to your bakery one of these days when I'm down there. We're going to Radford, Virginia, and we're going to Crumb and Get It.